Before the road, before the dog, before the diapers, before the dad title, there was just me. Back then, I chased the night. Bars, music, bad haircuts, worse decisions. I chased women like my rent depended on it. I chased everything that moved and had a good time tied to it. Not to brag, but back in the day, when I stepped onto the dance floor, chicks didn't just watch my game, they gravitated. I was like a chick magnet. You'd swear the disco ball was invented just for me. At least, that's how my knees remember it. Let's just say, I put some miles on my charm. It was wild. It was fun. It was kinda stupid. I was a free man with big plans and no clue. And then I became a father. And just like that, the chasing stopped. Because I wasn't running after a good time anymore. I was running towards something that mattered. I used to chase the sunrise. Always moving. Always working. A dog riding shotgun. 2 kids back home waiting on their dad. And the wife. She was my forever love. She was there too. She was beautiful. My family was beautiful. That was my world. Happy. Complete. Can't ask for anything more. When I wasn't behind the wheel of a rig, I was in full dad mode. Diapers, midnight bottles, school drop-offs, teacher meetings, making sure everything in the house worked and the Christmas lights didn't short the house. I wasn't part-time. I was in it, present, proud, exhausted, but in it. The job kept me gone for weeks. It paid the bills, but it was the coming home that made it worth it. The hugs, the noise, the way they made me feel like I could do anything, even after thousands of miles and with very little sleep. The look in their eyes, like I was a superhero in steel-toe boots. That's it. I wasn't only the man of the house, I was the hero. That feeling, you don't forget that. It was addictive. Every time I hit the road again, I wasn't chasing money. I was chasing that. That's what stuck with me, coming home as the problem solver. The hugs became handshakes. The bedtime stories were replaced by late-night texts. The house got quieter, but the bills got louder. Conversation shifted from, "Can we get ice cream?" to, "Dad, I need this or that." Instead of family movie nights, it became, "Dad, can I go to my friend's house?" And soon after, "Dad, when can I have my own car?" Pride hit me hard, but so did the price tag. It was budgeting everything just to keep the lights on, making sure the credit cards were paid on time. I was working overtime, not for extra spending money, but just to cover the mortgage, the groceries, the clothes, the car insurance, and taxes. And after all that, we still tried to save a little for family vacations. Because the vacations weren't just for the kids. They were for me and the wife too. We needed it. The wife and I, we became more like managers of a small operation, coordinating calendars, sending reminders, double-checking curfews, and monitoring credit card balances. Arguments happened more often. Not out of anger, but out of exhaustion. Not out of losing love, but out of trying to hold everything together. There were times I missed the chaos of the little years, when all they needed was a hug, a snack, and a blanket for it. Now they need wisdom, patience, cable TV, and Wi-Fi. And I'm still trying to be the hero, even when the cape feels torn and tired. But I showed up. I kept showing up, because that's what fathers do. Even as the nest begins to thin out, you brace yourself for the letting go. And it's not easy. I started noticing the kids talking back, showing signs of rebellion. But that was okay. I went through it too, especially with my own dad. Then I noticed them paying more attention to their appearance, dressing better, spending more time with friends. When I overheard talk about going to a dance, it brought me flashbacks. And I couldn't help but hope that my daughter doesn't come across someone like me at that age. But maybe times have changed. And maybe I should too. Just like everything else. Looking back now, I can see where I made mistakes. I did my best as a father. I provided, I led, I showed up every often I can, believing that if I kept things steady, if I gave assurance, kept the problems under control, and delivered on my promises, everything else would fall into place. And for the most part, it did. But not everything. Some things landed in the wrong place. Now the house is gone, the kids are grown, Sparky's long gone, and the wife, well, she's now somebody else's forever problem. In life, it slowed down, really slow, maybe more than I was ready for. At first, I thought the silence was peace, but it wasn't. It was absence. The absence of chaos, of voices, of slammed doors, of Dad, can you? And honey, we need. That quiet made me realize something. I wasn't missing the noise. I was missing being needed. One day, scrolling online, I saw an ad. Next thing I knew, I came home with a box full of chicks. Not for fun, not for a thrill. Just to feel that tug again. To care for something small, something helpless. Something that looks at you like you're the whole world. People asked why. I told them I miss being needed. But the truth, I miss being Dad. They call it being an empty nester. Makes it sound like you're some appliance that got unplugged. Like fatherhood has an expiration date. But I wasn't done. Not even close. Because being a father isn't just about raising kids. It's about showing up, feeding, caring, protecting. And even when they grow up and fly away, that part of you doesn't retire. It waits, quietly, until something wakes it up again. Used to be I chased chicks for fun. Now I chase them so they don't drown in the water dish. Funny how life circles back. It's not the same, and it never will be. But it's enough. Because that part of me, that fatherhood part, it never left. It just needed something small and feathered to remind me of who I still am. Taking care of them isn't all that different. You feed them, keep their space safe, scrub out their messes, watch them peck around and somehow lose hours to it. They may not call me Dad, but they remind me I still am. That one there, that's Cluck Norris, tough little thing. The fluffy one's Drumstick, and the loudmouth in the corner, that's Beyonce. She runs the whole flock. They don't know my name, but in some strange way, they bring me back to mine. The music to my last dance hasn't played yet, I'm still somebody's dad, still somebody that cares, still somebody's hero. Maybe now, more than ever. Come on, little fellows. It's getting late. Time to go home.